The Biden administration is awarding $560 million from the Infrastructure Law to 24 different states, including Oklahoma, to cap and plug thousands of abandoned oil and gas wells. News on 6's Alex Cameron has more details for us from our Washington bureau.
The allocation announced today is part of about $1.2 billion in Phase 1 funding for states to plug and remediate orphaned wells and $4.7 billion overall to clean up these legacy pollution sites.
This is a mammoth program.
To address what the administration sees as a mammoth issue, legacy pollution.
I see workers capping hundreds of thousands of abandoned oil and gas wells.
For this first phase, it will be about 10,000 wells, about 1,200 in Oklahoma alone. The Corporation Commission's Matt Skinner says the state has its own well plugging program funded through fees on producers. But with more than 17,000 abandoned wells, he says it's hard to keep up.
So this program would allow us to do that, be able to be more proactive and move ahead and get ahead of the issue.
Oklahoma will get $25 million in this first phase, and with funding also going to 23 other states, the administration says this is the largest single investment in tackling legacy pollution in the nation's history and will make a real difference in reducing heat-trapping methane emissions. Just as big a concern in Oklahoma is potential contamination of groundwater.
There is no denying the fact that every well that needs to be plugged that isn't plugged for the time that it sits open poses a potential threat, and that threat has to be dealt with.
Now, in addition to this money for the states, $33 million was recently allocated to plug 270-some wells on federal public lands, and efforts are underway to stand up a tribal orphaned well grant program. From our Washington bureau, I'm Oklahoma's own Alex Cameron.